Shalom. Before I begin this video, all praise, honor, and glory goes into Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, GMS, who rule well and teach well and taught us his truth, as well as the sincere salutations to the elder bishops, along with you brothers who are laboring all throughout the four winds of the earth. Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash, Barakathum, and to you sincere, hopeful, elect Akim out there, man. And the title of this lesson through the Spirit and Power of Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai is the nations will continue to puff, their chest out. Because, this Middle East, peace ceasefire, whether it's for, a month, whether it's for a day, eventually it has to lead to, an acceleration. Because that's just how the prophecies work, so like the scriptures speak about, though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not go unpunished. So they can try to come together and try, okay, let's have this peace deal, that peace deal. It's all gonna break apart, because ultimately that's what's supposed to happen. That's what's going to happen. We're not going to have peace talks and then, everything just goes back to normal and then we just go back to normal life, because that's not how it's set up. So I'm going to just read through this article. This from the New York Times. It says, Iran's battered leaders emerge from war confident and with new cars. Yeah, man. Because these people just don't give a damn. You done blew them up. All right, you being Esau Edom, the so-called white man, you've blown them up. You've done all sorts of things. Yet the nations, they got that pride. They puffing their chest out. They not backing down. Which the Wadi Yahweh Shai for having the heathen, really going back and forth. And for this picking up. Because I believe it was yesterday, they were speaking on a ceasefire, brief ceasefire. And then everything started up again. So the Wadi Yahweh Shai. Because when we see that a ceasefire has been stopped, for us it's like it increases our faith, and you get upset because it's like, damn, these fucking people think this shit going back to normal. And then of course, right on time, because the Lord's timing is perfect, he switches it around. Boom. Ceasefire's off. It's beautiful. And it says here, actually start up here. It says, just surviving the U.S.-Israeli onslaught means victory, but the seeds of their next crisis may already be planted. You got these women out, which, their ass need to be inside, man. See, this is part of the wine that Babylon is passing out and the people are drinking. Because it ain't really no reason for a bunch of women to be in the car holding the flag up, doing donuts in the street and shit, It's just not necessary. It's not something that should be, taking place. Yet this what we seeing. It says their supreme leader and top commanders were killed. Military bases, factories, and bridges were reduced to rubble. Their economy has taken blow after blow. Yet Iran's authoritarian rulers believe they have emerged from this war in a stronger position than when it began. After 6 weeks of an intense U.S.-Israeli campaign with a temporary ceasefire in place, Iran's leadership isn't conciliatory as it enters its renewed negotiations with the United States. Instead, it has a new set of maximalist demands, which these maximalist demands, see, they're trying to be like Esau. They want to make demands like Esau, and Esau, Edom gonna show them. They're gonna show them that hey, it's levels. It's levels to these different negotiations, which he understands that he holds the power, man. The power as far as military might and all these other things belongs to Esau. Yet the Lord has a certain spirit on these heathens to really go back and forth, to really, each nation is puffing their chest out. Pride is at an all-time high. It says, good morning to victory. Today history has turned a new page. It says the era of Iran has begun. It says, just surviving the U.S.-Israeli war was a triumph for the Islamic Republic and its supporters. Proof of their ability to withstand an onslaught from two of the world's most powerful militaries, and confirmation in their view of the ideology of resistance that helped sweep the clerics into power in 1979. They also maintained firm control of the domestic sphere and continue to enact repressive force, despite a population that is broadly dissatisfied with their rule. And so, they are fighting for control. They're fighting for control of their area. And this destabilization campaign from right, is shaking them up. It's shaking them up to the point where now they got to puff their chest out. Now they got to be on the same level of violence, because they not backing down. They really taking the Edomite route. They really, trying to out carnal Esau. Which, when it comes to carnality, Esau takes the cake, man. For sure. There's nobody more violent. And let's get that. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 140 and verse 1. It says, to the chief musician, a psalm of David. Deliver me, O Lord, from the evil man. Yeah, Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. This nigga evil. Preserve me from the violent man. Once again, Esau, Edom, the most vile creature on the earth, which imagine mischiefs in their heart. So continuously in their mind, they're constantly thinking of ways to oppress the Israelites, ways to make this place worse You know, Esau took a beautiful land because, you know, like brothers constantly say all the time, America is a beautiful place. They got some pretty beautiful areas, man. You can go to different, like each state basically is its own, you know, each state is its own little mini world, so to speak. You know, if you go to California, it's completely different from Texas, which is completely different from New York. You know, so on and so forth. Each place is different, and it's got, you know, it's got mountains, it's got, you know, valleys. You know, there are certain places that when they take pictures, you wouldn't think that it was in America. I've seen a couple different pictures recently. I think it was like Utah or something, you know, where it don't look like this could even possibly be in America. It would seem like it was overseas somewhere, you know. And that just goes to show also the size, just how vast this place is, man. So Esau, Edom, he's taking this place, and he is, man, it's so wicked up in here. It's wicked. And Esau, Edom is constantly speaking about justice. He constantly speaking about, you know, making things right and restoring order. And he out of order. He's a violent man. Nothing is in order when it comes to Esau, Edom, except for his wickedness. Right? Now, when it comes to being wicked, he got everything in order. Okay, I got putting this hell on the Israelites here. I'm doing this to the heathen over here. But when it comes to actually doing things that make sense, all right, he can't do that. That's why when you go to America, it's a homeless crisis. This is the greatest nation on earth. You know, so why do we continue to see homeless people? Why do we continue to see potholes in the road? All right, people strung out, because this is a wicked and evil place. And it's ran by wicked and evil individuals that are going to be punished. Your red ass gonna get apprehended, man. This ain't gonna continue forever. We ain't gonna be sitting here for 25 years still looking through the articles. All right, this coming to a close. Says, preserve me from the violent man. Yeah, so this nigga is a spoiler. Right? The Lord has separated us, kept us separate, and preserved us while everybody else is rotting away. Says, which imagine mischiefs in their heart, continually are they gathered together for war. And that's what's constantly on this damn devil's mind. Warfare, putting people in subjection, blowing shit up. You know, excuse my language. That's his MO. That's how he get down. And that's how he think that he's going to, you know, keep the world in subjection. That shit getting old. Okay, we done already seen what Esau Edom is capable of. Okay, he can blow some shit up. That's cool. Alright, he got little soldiers here. Soldiers that ultimately you can't take on the Lord. So ultimately you ain't shit. You ain't shit. You can't, you know, you can't take down the Lord. When Yahweh Shem Shah comes, you done. You through. So Esau Edom and his, you know, false sense of accomplishment, that's not going to sway and move us. Right? The scriptures speak about not letting the incredulity of them, you know, trouble us, roughly paraphrasing. Because he constantly coming with more doubt, more schemes, right? Psalms 140:3. They have sharpened their tongues like a serpent. And when it comes to his rhetoric, he coming with the same sort of wordplay that the serpent, which was an Edomite, right? He coming with that same type of rhetoric. Is just, when that serpent was on the scene, which was a man, he actually, had some color to him. Now flash forward, this nigga, he done, from Esau, he done lost his, pigment, so to speak. And that's a big identifier of who he is, man. The red devil, the biblical Edomites, you so-called white people. And they hate when we call them devils. Y'all are fucking devils. Right? A devil means a liar and a deceiver, which you both of those. You're a liar, you're a deceiver, you're the wicked, and you're going to be destroyed. Says they have sharpened their tongues like a serpent. Adder's poison is under their lips. Salah. Yeah, so absolutely everything you speak is evil and wicked. And you... Salakia. Everything. It's not one righteous word spoken by the Edomites. Right? Esau Edom constantly talking about freedom and opportunity and liberty, and which really is just code words for you just doing whatever the hell you want to do. Right? Not having any sort of, laws, statutes, and commandments that you got to follow. Esau Edom, his desire is to just have the Israelites out here worshiping him, worshiping his false gods and false idols, right? What he set up, making the other nations do that as well, because as you can see, over there in Iran, that they ain't rocking with JC. Right, yet ultimately, they're on the Islamic tip, which ultimately all goes back to Esau Edom too. So Esau Edom and his different philosophies and his different ways of living, he got a stranglehold on this world, and that's because that's what he's set up to do. Right? Everything that comes from this devil is evil. When he comes out with something to help you, it really hurts you. Psalms 140:4. Keep me, O Lord, from the hands of the wicked. Preserve me from the violent man who have purposed to overthrow my goings. Yeah, so his entire purpose is to overthrow the Israelites, which he won't be successful in overthrowing the elect. You might as well hang that shit up. You ain't doing that. Yeah, he gonna try. He gonna continue to try, and he gonna fail miserably. That's why ultimately, the elect gonna push forward and make it. This devil ain't got shit on the elect. Psalms 140:6. I said unto the Lord, thou art my God. Yeah, so Esau Edom ain't our God. The so-called white man ain't my God. Like how people like to say, that's not my president. That's not my president. Right? Esau Edom ain't my God. Hell to the no. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. That's our power. That's what guides the Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and more specifically the elect, because 2/3 of Israel don't give a shit, and they gonna perish on this side and come back through the loins of the elect. Psalms 140:6. I said unto the Lord, thou art my God, hear the voice of my supplications, O Lord. Right, and through prayer, you know, because we pray to the Lord constantly, you know. Oh Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, the Lord, the strength of my salvation. Yeah, so the only way we getting out of here is by the Lord. We not getting out of here no other way. We ain't building our own salvation chariot and escaping like how Esau want to. We can't dig into the ground and hide from the coming of the Lord. We want the coming of the Lord. What the hell kind of sense would that make? You know, us being in the truth and we hiding from the Lord. You know, building a space bunker or whatever the case is. Nah, man. We proclaiming, we prophesying Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai's return. We ain't shying away from the Lord's return. We want this to happen. It says the strength of my salvation. Thou hast covered my head in the day of battle. Yeah, man, and given us protection with that helmet of salvation. Grant not, O Lord, the desires of the wicked. Yeah, so you fucking devils, you know, you want computer programs. Yeah, they want you dating AI, man. This nigga's the fucking devil, man. You gotta go just for that. That's out of pocket. It's out of pocket. Things are so bad. Things are so bad that Esau Edom wants you to log on, get on your phone, get on your computer, whatever, tablet, log in and talk to your girl, which is a computer program. You out your fucking mind, man. And Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is gonna fucking destroy you. And excuse my language once again, but he gonna get you fucking devils, man. Best believe. And all you people that are falling in line with this damn devil, he gonna get you too for not standing up. All right, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, you got to stand up through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, through the spirit, not on a physical level, but spiritually. All right, the scriptures speak about rising up, ye women that are at ease. You know, so you got to rise up through the spirit, right? Because if you make yourself an underling to this devil, he'll use you and then destroy you. Psalms 140:8 says, "Grant not, O Lord, the desires of the wicked. Further not his wicked device, lest they exalt themselves." So lie, yeah. So if it was up to Esau Edom and all the different, you know, wicked shit that he wants to do comes to pass, he gonna sit back in his pride. He gonna try to, and that'll piss you off just thinking about it. He gonna try to sit back, you know. He gonna try to sit back on a fake throne. And try to sit back like he Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. The Lord is going to get your ass. You're not gonna be able to, you know, have your enterprise spring forth and then, you know, everybody just up under you and you sitting there talking shit from your high horse. No, the Lord gonna get you up off that high horse. It says, as for the head of those that compass me about, let the mischief of their own lips cover them. Yes, we surrounded by the wicked every day. You know, these other nations, 2/3 of Israel talking shit. All right, may all their scoffing and scorning, may it return upon their own head. Because you're going to have to take account. You know, in the day of the Lord, you're going to have to really swallow them words that you were saying. All you know, excuse my language once again, you shit-talking niggas. You know, where's the Lord? Where's the Lord? Oh, I thought y'all said that they wasn't going to open the Strait of Hormuz no more. Okay, niggas. Hey, when gas $20 a gallon, don't be sitting up here, you know. Don't be trying to ask us no questions out on the highways and byways. And that's another thing, you know, like the brother Gadol was speaking on, man. We not fucking debating nobody. When we out on the highways and byways, you gonna listen to what the fuck we gotta say, and you gonna shut the fuck up. That's it. We ain't sitting here going back and forth, you know, either hear what's said or kick rocks. Because we at the point that Esau's so bold, this nigga's so bold in the different things that he does, he got everybody else bold with their chest out, puffed up. You know? But you don't want to do that because, you know, here at Great Millstone, like the elder apostles like to say, here at Great Millstone, you know, we're known to take a puffed out chest, and we're known to, you know, deflate that shit. We'll deflate a nigga chest real quick with these words, man. At first, you know, you got your chest all popped out. You know, you may have went to, you know, theological seminary, whatever. You come with your chest puffed out if you want to, and walk your ass up on a Great Millstone camp. You're gonna walk away feeling extra defeated. And there hasn't been one, you know, victory through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai on the scoffer's end, man. All roads lead to the elect of the nation of Israel being propped up in the words of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai being true. It's nothing that, you know, you other nations can do. It's nothing that 2/3 of Israel can do. They can't conjure up any sort of words that are going to go against the scriptures. It's impossible. It's impossible to defeat Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, yet the pride that's on these heathens, all right, the pride that's on them, it won't allow them to stand out. See, because these Iranians, these are heathens. Now, of course, you know, you have the Israelites that are scattered, you know, among them, just like the Israelites are scattered throughout the four winds of the earth. Yet, you know, for the most part, these are heathens, man. So they don't, in their mind, they don't have any sort of care in the world towards the Israelites. There's no mentioning, you know, there's no mentioning of the atrocities that's happening and taking place towards the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. It's not something that's getting spoken about. You don't see them speaking, you know, you don't see them on the news saying, oh, what about the atrocities of the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans? They don't give a shit. They got their own agenda. And see, Jake don't understand what a selfish nigga look like. They don't understand that. They cannot comprehend the selfishness that these other nations have. Because they worried about themselves. They worried about propping up themselves and being on a certain level. They're not worried about the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American. They don't give a shit about them. Right? Nobody cares about the Israelites. You know? Only Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua cares about the Israelites and the elect. Right? Because we care about the Israelites. Lord's willing, we be of the elect. You know, and we understand that 2/3 of Israel going to continue to constantly buck up. Okay, we speak on 2/3 of Israel being destroyed. Right, that's a motivator. That's a motivator, knowing that, 2/3 of Israel going to be destroyed. That motivates us to keep pushing. Because we know that it's an elect. It's an elect of the nation of Israel out there. Lord's will we be of the elect. So we got to keep pushing. All right? Because we know how a nigga get down. We know how unbelieving, scoffing nigga get down. We also know how the elect get down. We know that the elect will endure until Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua comes and be saved. Psalms 140:10. Woo! Let burning coals fall upon them. Let them be cast into the fire, into deep pits, that they rise not up again. Let not an evil speaker be established in the earth. Who's the top evil speaker on the planet? Esau Edom. He's fully established to the point where he got to get taken out of power by the Lord. It says, evil shall hunt the violent man to overthrow him. Woo! I know that the Lord will maintain the cause of the afflicted. Yeah, so the Lord's determination is to save the elect. He gonna maintain us. He gonna keep us. You know what I mean? Like when you got a car, you got spark plugs. That's part of the maintenance and whatnot. The different upkeep that it takes to keep the car going, so to speak. So the Lord knows the things to put into us and to change and to tweak and that's why the water Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, the Lord improves us every day. It says, I know that the Lord will maintain the cause of the afflicted and the right of the poor. Yeah, because this is all right. It's all right to speak against you damn heathens. Okay? It's all right to point you out, to tell you ain't up next. Y'all can talk all this rah-rah shit and wave your flags around. Do whatever you need to do. Do whatever you need to do. But ultimately, the kingdom is Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua's. And he's going to give it to the Israelites. Yahshua Allah. He Prince Power. He is a prince with God. All right, and it's going to be known who the Israelites are, man. Psalms 140:13. Surely the righteous shall give thanks unto thy name, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. The upright shall dwell in thy presence. Yeah, so we do. Hey, man, and not only are we going to dwell in the Lord's presence in the kingdom, Lord's will, the Holy Spirit, the Ruach HaKodesh is resting upon us. All right, to do these videos, continue to push forward through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Okay. Study, pray, fast, all of those things. I can do more first and foremost before telling any brother. And the Lord shows us that every day we can improve every day, because Esau Edom, this nigga increasing in wickedness. The elect are increasing in righteousness. Lord's will, we be of the elect. And just circling back, to the title, these other nations, they can puff their chest out, do what they do. We're going to continue to have our confidence in Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Right? Because Yahweh Shai doesn't have the ability to be proud. Right? Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is perfect. So we lean on him. We don't puff our chest out in the name of ourselves. No, we have that confidence in Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. The Lord is going to fight for us. The Lord is going to avenge us. You know, he's going to avenge his elect. Lord's will, we be of the elect. So with that, Lord's will, you are edified. Barakatha Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem HaRakakwadash. Call halal Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem HaRakakwadash. Double honors once again to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, GMS, who rule well and teach well and taught us his truth, as well as the sincere salutations to the elder bishops, along with you brothers who are laboring all throughout the four winds of the earth. Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem HaKakwadash, Barakathum. And to you brothers, may you brothers continue to push forward, right, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Okay, may he have mercy upon you and your household. Lord's will would be of the elect. So Kwam Yashala and Abba Babal. Soon. Shalom.